Our top story this hour: less than a week since coming to power, sources say the new Premier of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif, has expedited the process of getting his elder brother Nawaz Sharif back to Pakistan. The deposed Prime Minister and Supremo of the PMLN party is currently residing in London. Sources say the new Prime Minister has ordered that Nawaz Sharif gets his diplomatic passport in the next 5 days. Once the passport is printed in Islamabad, it will be handed over to the Foreign Ministry, which will ship it to London. As a former Prime Minister, Nawaz Sharif, by law, is entitled to a diplomatic passport, which had expired in February last year, but had not been renewed by the Imran Khan government. Meanwhile, the new Shehbaz Sharif government has gotten to work. One of their main agendas, bringing changes to the country's investigation agencies. In the latest, Babar Bhakt Qureshi, the head of cyber crime of the Federal Investigation Agency, has been removed. This comes after two officers, FI Lahore head Mohammad Rizwan and former anti-corruption Punjab director Gaur Nafeez, were placed on the no-fly list. And for more on this, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik is joining us live from Islamabad. Thank you so much for joining us, Anas. As per sources, Shehbaz Sharif has expedited the process of getting his elder brother Nawaz Sharif back to Pakistan and may just get the diplomatic passport within 5 days. What can you tell us about this, and what has been the reaction to this development?
Well, there is no reaction as we speak. What we understand is that since Nawaz Sharif is already in London, his passport had expired, his diplomatic passport had expired in February last year, on the 15th of February, and the then government had vowed to not renew it under any circumstances. Back then, the Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid was on the record saying that his government, he has suggested his government to cancel the passport of former Premier Nawaz Sharif so that he would be forced to return to Pakistan, given that he would not be having the status to live legally in London. But that did not work how the previous government had planned it. And now, just days after coming to power, the incumbent Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has issued instructions that can pave way for the return of his brother Nawaz Sharif, his elder brother Nawaz Sharif, who was the former Prime Minister as well. And sources say that 2 days back these instructions were issued. Now these instructions are being acted upon, and today in the morning the Ministry of Interior has been formally acting upon these instructions. They've went into the process of printing the passport, and as soon as it's printed, then it will be handed over to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who will be shipping the passport to London.
All right, Anas, if that does happen, what happens next? What is the practical implications of this move?
Well, it paves way for Nawaz Sharif to come back to Pakistan as and when he wants to. Remember, he's currently in London under the pretext of medical grounds, so that this can be his avenue out as and when he wants to come. Of course, whenever he wants, that's a decision that entirely lies with Nawaz Sharif and his doctors, as it's being said, because he's constantly under treatment as well. But given that the PMLN is back in power at the driving seat, so as a moral booster for the voters and supporters, they would want to have Nawaz Sharif back with them as soon as possible. But optically, that would have a wrong message done, because remember, Nawaz Sharif went out of the country under the pretext of medical grounds. He's been saying that his doctors have not been permitting him. So in case if he returns at the earliest, there would be questions that would be raised with regards to his health.
All right. Also, let's now talk about the changes to the country's investigation agencies. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we've seen that the lead investigator of the FIA, who was investigating the sugar scandals and other cases that were directly or indirectly linked to the Sharif family, he's gone on leave for now. The Federal Investigation Agency visibly has been changing its posture, and it's still unclear what led to these moves. But what is being said, or rather hinted, is or speculated, is that with the Sharif family coming into power, the graft cases against towards them would be going visibly slow, and that would actually help them in establishing back their political roots. Remember, they have taken quite of a hit in the past 3.5 years since Imran Khan came to power, and even now the Prime Minister who is there, the Prime Minister in charge, Shehbaz Sharif, is out on bail in an alleged graft case.
Right. All right, Anas, thank you so much for joining us with all your inputs on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.